Hello everyone, good day. My name is Vivin Satyan and I work as a technical consultant in the Active Directory team of ADManager. Now in this short video, I will be walking you through some of the new features that we have added in ADManager Plus starting from the month of Jan 2017 till July 2017. I know we have been sending you emails, newsletters, release notes, and all other stuff that keep you informed about the recent releases, but we thought it would be a much better idea if we come up with a short video that actually explains all the new features and the exciting features in a nutshell. Alright, let's get started here. So I'm going to start with some of the new features that we have added in the month of June and July. Alright, now the first feature that I would like to share with you is ADManager Plus has recently added the ability to share report schedules and automations. So until now you had the ability to schedule any report that you want and also automate any management actions that you want. But with the new version of ADManager Plus, to be more precise, the build is going to be 6580 and 6581, we now have the ability to share a technician's scheduled reports and automations with other technicians or users of ADManager Plus. That's kind of cool. Alright, so let's see how to actually share a report schedule or an automation process with another technician. Okay, so I go to automation. And let's say I've created an automation which is for removing inactive users. So if I'd like to share this automation with another technician in my organization, all I need to do is just maneuver my mouse over to the automation, and then I have something called share right here. So I go to share and I just pick the technician with whom I'd like to share this automation so that they can execute the automation process. Alright, and if you'd like to share the same with all the technicians, it's just a matter of selecting a checkbox right here. So this is how you share an automation. And let's have a look at the schedule reports now. So I go to AD reports, and if I'd like to share an existing report that is scheduled, I go to schedule reports, and I have created a report right here. And if I'd like to share this report, the same process, I just hit share, and I just pick and choose the technician with whom I'd like to share the schedule, or I can just hit share with all technicians. Alright, and the next thing is, this is going to be pretty interesting for all of you because we have come up with actually some interesting notifications. We call this as notification profiles. So for any Active Directory management operation a technician does, let's say you'd like to get notified whenever new users are created or users are deleted. So we now give you the ability to create notification profiles from within the application. And in order to create your own customized notification profile, you go to the admin tab, and then you have something called notification profiles right here. So the first thing you'll have to do is you'll have to create your own notification template, because the template would be the base for your profile. So you create a template with the condition that you want and then map it to your profile. All right, so I go to notification profile and then create a new template, a new notification template, and let's say this is for deleting user accounts. All right, anytime someone deletes a user account in Active Directory, an admin needs to be notified. So I select the admin's email address right here. If you'd like to actually choose another option to notify your administrators with SMS or via email, or both the options, you just select it right here. All right, you can then customize the message using macros. And if you'd like to get the list of users that are deleted as an attachment, you have it right here. The same holds good for other management actions as well. So if you just open up a profile, let's say I'm going to edit a profile right here, and you'd like to get notified for a specific action, and the action is, it can be anything. So it can be something related to computers, it can be related to contact, group, mailbox, even Office 365. So you can get notified for any management operation that happens from within the application. So that's about notification profile. All right, so you can keep track of critical actions like user deletion or moving users from one OE to another, or creating users in bulk, or resetting users password, or modifying group membership, anything of that sort. Okay, and the next feature, this is for the users of the ITIL tool ServiceNow. So if you have ServiceNow in your organization, ServiceNow can very well integrate with ADManager Plus. So we have now given you the possibility of integrating ServiceNow with ADManager Plus. Now, what happens with this integration? What do you actually gain with this integration if that's something that you're looking for? Now, your IT help desk technicians can now create Active Directory users and also reset passwords, enable them, disable them, unlock or even delete their accounts easily from the ServiceNow console. Yes, you heard me right. Users need not log into ADManager Plus. They can perform the management actions right from the ServiceNow console itself by integrating ServiceNow with ADManager Plus. All right. And another type of notification, the first notification was related to management actions. Now the other type of notifications that we have recently introduced is product update notification. I'm going to quickly walk you through the product update notification now. All right, so again, I go to the admin tab and then I go to server settings, and you have something called product notifications right here. Now, let's say you're using ADManager Plus and your subscription expires in the next 15 days. All right, so you'll have to renew your license, right? So we give you a license expiry notification feature that will email you about your license expiry date, and also if there are any new updates for ADManager Plus, you can very well select this checkbox for receiving those notifications via email. So the administrators get emailed with the details about license expiry and also about any new updates related to ADManager Plus, so you can stay in the latest version. Okay. Next, so this is a much older build, which is 6570. I thought I'd introduce that to you as well. So if you are not there in this specific version, which is 6570, that was released in the month of April of 2017. So this build has a couple of new features as well. So which is going to be starting with group-based help desk technician delegation. So until now, you'd only be able to delegate actions to a specific technician, so one technician at a time. So what if you'd like to delegate a specific action or a role to an entire group of users in your Active Directory infrastructure? So that would be interesting, and that would save a lot of time in terms of delegation. So ADManager Plus now gives you an option to delegate Active Directory actions to not only a specific user but also to an entire Active Directory group, so that all the users in the selected group gain access to the role that you have delegated to them. And the other restrictions are still in place. You can restrict them based on a specific OU, you can restrict them based on any specific attribute or as any specific group. All the other restrictions remain the same, except you now map an entire role to an Active Directory group. So you just go to select, and besides the user tab, you have something called groups. You can map, or you can choose the group that you want and map the role that you'd like to delegate to them. All right. Okay. And some Exchange Online, and that is Office 365 management features. So we are catching up with the market. So this is something really interesting, and this would save a lot of time for the administrators. Instead of toggling between multiple windows, you just have one console that does everything for you, managing your hybrid environment. All right. So some of the new features that we added to Exchange Online or Office 365 management is going to be, if you go to the ADMGMT tab, which is Active Directory Management, and then you go to Office 365 Management, you have the Exchange Online Management category right here. So as you can see, we have added some very useful features for the administrators, like you'd be able to disable or delete a user's remote mailbox, hide users from address list if that is required. And if you'd like to delegate a specific mailbox to another user in the organization, we give you the ability to do that as well. And also something related to litigation hold, enabling and disabling them, and also manipulating the email forwarding attribute and the storage limits of mailboxes. Alright, so these are some of the features that we've added apart from the already existing features, which is creating Office 365 accounts and also assigning and removing the licenses. So we give you an option not only clean up your Active Directory in terms of licenses, but also we give you an option to clean up your entire Active Directory infrastructure, that is purge inactive users, inactive computers from your infrastructure all in one shot. Okay. And let's have a look at the other features. Reports. So again, as we get more requirements from users, we have added some new reports to the application as well. To access the new reports, you go to the reporting tab, and then you have a dedicated section for Office 365 right here. You go to Office 365 reports, and there you go. So the basic reports where you get to know all the Office 365 users, the list of Office 365 users in your infrastructure, and how many of them are active and how many of them are inactive, right? Or how many of them have not even logged into your Office 365 infrastructure even once. And how many litigation enabled mailboxes are there in your infrastructure. And if you'd like to gain more insight about the licensing details of your users, you have a dedicated section for that as well. Alright, so these are some of the reports that we've added in the latest release of ADManager Plus, and that was in the month of April. Not in the latest, but 2 versions prior to the latest, which is 6570. Alright, and in the month of March, we enhanced our mobile app capability. Alright, let me quickly walk you through the features that we've added in the mobile app. So if you have the mobile app of ADManager Plus installed, or if you have not installed the mobile app of ADManager Plus, I would recommend you to install it right away, because it's if you already own a license for ADManager Plus, it's free of cost for you. So you can manage your Active Directory infrastructure right from your mobile phones. And this app is for iPhone as well as, the iOS as well as for the Android operating systems. Alright, now the enhancement that we have added, right? So you'll be able to perform all these actions. You'll be able to reset your user's password using your mobile app, enable accounts, disable them, unlock, delete, and reset computer accounts as well if that's your requirement. You can also create user accounts using the iOS mobile app. So this is something that we have recently added to the mobile app of ADManager Plus. Alright, so once you install the mobile app, key in your credentials, log in, and then you can perform all the actions that you see on the screen right here. And the new actions include creating user accounts as well. And we also have some reports for you. And how cool would it be to actually generate some of the crucial reports in Active Directory just by using your mobile phone, right? And also an ability to view or manage your service requests. I'm talking about the Active Directory service requests. So you have a request for new user creation, deletion. All those requests get landed in the ADManager Plus portal, and you can access the same using the mobile app of ADManager Plus. All right. Okay, next would be something really interesting, which is file server permissions management. Now, ADManager Plus has this file server management feature for quite some time. It has this feature for quite some time now, but we have enhanced this feature now. All right. Now, talking about the enhancement, if you go to the ADMGMT tab, and then if you go to file server management, and if you go to the modify NTFS permission section, so we now give you an option to copy the permissions of an existing folder to the target folder that you have selected. Let's say you have a folder, all right, in which you have loads and loads of permissions, and most of them are inappropriate, and you'd like to actually remove those inappropriate permissions from the list, and you only want the appropriate users or groups to be having access over that folder. All you need to do is just select the folder here, copy the permissions of an existing folder, a folder which you think is accessible by the appropriate users, or you can even define the level of permissions manually. You can either copy the permissions from an existing folder or define the permissions manually. Now, what is the advancement that we have made in this specific feature? So you will be able to define the level of permissions that you'd like to grant for a specific user or group over the selected folder. Now we also give you an option to set advanced permissions. So basic and advanced permissions. Right, so you can define the exact permissions that you'd like to define over the selected folder, and once you're done, in order to remove all the existing permissions, in order to perform a permission cleanup, select the second checkbox and hit modify. That's it. Even before hitting modify, you'd like to make sure that the permissions are in place. You have an option to preview the permissions as well and then modify them. Okay, and you can also delegate these file server management actions to other users in your infrastructure. So we have added that in the delegation tab. So you can, maybe you have a helpless technician, you can assign or delegate the actions of cleaning up permissions on folder structures to your IT technicians. If you go to help desk roles, and if you probably open up or create a new role, you have something called file server management right here. So you now have the ability to manage permissions on file folder structures, but at the same time you have an option to delegate the action of permission management as well when it comes to files, when it comes to file servers. Okay, and to tighten security, ADManager Plus now introduces two-factor authentication as well. So if you want your technicians to log into the console in a more secured manner, since this tool is related to Active Directory management and all that stuff, we give you an option to implement two-factor authentication. And how do you enable two-factor authentication, and what are the two-factor authentication methods that ADManager Plus has deployed? You go to AD delegation right here, and then you go to more, and you have something called two-factor authentication, or 2FA, or two-step verification. So once you enable two-factor authentication, you get three options. Duo security, you can use Google Authenticator, or you can enable one-time password via email for your technicians. So if your users are going to log into this specific tool, and if you have enabled any one of these or all three of these verification techniques, only after your technicians have cleared all three verification techniques, or whichever ones that is enabled, they will be able to log into ADManager Plus. All right. So once again, go to AD delegation, hit more, and this is where you go to enable two-factor authentication for users to log into ADManager Plus. And this is for improving security, if that's one of your requirements. Now, we give away a lot of free resources so that our customers and other users of the application get benefited from the application. So where do you go to access these free resources? When I say resources, I'm referring to workshops, webinars, and our seminars, our world tour seminars. So where do you go to access all these resources, or where do you go to view our schedule? All right, you can either go to the site that you see in the link, or you can very well go to the support tab. The support tab has all the information that you're looking for, and then in the support tab you have all our upcoming events listed right here. This includes our free workshops, free webinars, and also the seminars that we conduct. So if you feel that a seminar that's going to be we are conducting a seminar somewhere close to your locality and you'd like to sign up for that, please go ahead. This is where you go to sign up for our webinars and other resources that we give away for free. And if you'd like to view the entire schedule, you just hit view all, and you go to an entire new page that has all our events listed in order for you to access. All right. Okay. Now, With all this said and done, if you are wondering where do I go to upgrade the product to the latest version, or how do I even know which version of ADManager Plus am I using? Very simple. Go to the license link, and this is where you would find your build number or the product version. So 6581, let's say this is 6581, and how do I know that this is the latest version, or is there a service pack available? Well, you would get notified. If not, if you have missed that email, very simple, you just go to the support tab and you have something called check for latest updates. So you can see the build number right here. You can see the build number by hitting the license link, or you can just go to the support tab and check your version number here. And in order to check for latest updates, you just hit this button. It would take you to the page from which you can download the service pack that is appropriate for your build number. And once you have downloaded the service pack, where are the instructions for the upgrade? How do I upgrade the application to the latest version? The service pack installation steps are given right below, and these are 9 simple steps that you can follow and upgrade your application to the latest version to benefit some of the new features that we have added to the application. And if you have any questions related to ADManager Plus, this would be the email address that you'll have to shoot out an email to: support@admanagerplus.com. Thank you very much for your time. You all have a nice day.